All right, so, everybody wants to know about this. Everyone's been asking about this. How to lose that stubborn belly fat, right?
Oh, yeah.
So you guys have sent in some super interesting articles.
Yeah.
And we're going to, take a deep dive into those today.
I think what's so interesting about this is, when we talk about belly fat, we kind of think about what it looks like.
Right.
But there's actually a lot more going on, underneath the surface.
Right.
That we have to think about in terms of our health.
Yeah, for sure. And I know in this article from Physio Hub, they really do like a deep dive into the science of it all.
Yeah.
And they even point out that there's like two different types of belly fat.
Yeah.
We have visceral fat, which is the kind that's, around your organs. And then we have subcutaneous fat, which is more just under the skin.
Yeah. And that visceral fat, that's the one that you really got to watch out for.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of research. Harvard Health talks about this too. That visceral fat is linked to a lot of serious health issues.
Like what kind of stuff are we talking?
I mean, everything from heart disease and type 2 diabetes.
Wow.
Even metabolic issues.
So it's not just about like fitting into your jeans or your swimsuit. It's really like a health concern.
Exactly. And what makes visceral fat, even trickier is that it's really stubborn. A lot of factors affect how much visceral fat we carry. I mean, things like, age, genetics, lifestyle choices.
So that's why sometimes, you'll eat healthy or you think you're eating healthy.
Yeah.
And you're like, why isn't this coming off?
Right. And even worse, visceral fat, it releases these hormones that actually encourage your body to store more fat.
Oh, no.
So it's kind of like this,
A double whammy.
Yeah, a vicious cycle.
Okay, so I got to ask, before we get too deep into it, and I know you're gonna burst my bubble here, but what about, those like targeted ab workouts, right? We see them all over social media.
Right.
Can we spot reduce?
Yeah.
If I just do like 1,000 crunches every day.
Oh, man. I wish it were that simple.
Right.
It'd be great. But unfortunately, the Physio Hub article and a lot of research out there confirms that spot reduction is just a myth.
Oh, man.
We can't really choose where our body decides to burn fat from.
So those late night infomercials aren't exactly telling us the truth.
Not quite.
So, bummer. But I do see here that they're saying exercise is still super important. So, how do we use exercise to our advantage when we're trying to get rid of this belly fat?
That's a great question. So we can't, target belly fat specifically, but, there are exercises that are great for overall fat loss, and that's where HIIT comes in.
Oh, yeah. HIIT. I've heard of this. High intensity interval training, right?
Yeah.
So tell me about this.
Well, the Physio Hub article, they mentioned a study from sports medicine, and they found that HIIT is super good for reducing overall fat mass, including visceral fat.
Okay, I like this already.
And the best part is you don't have to spend, hours at the gym. HIIT is basically these like short bursts of really intense effort followed by short recovery periods.
Oh, so you're working hard, then you get a break, then you work hard again.
Yeah. It's like you're revving up your metabolism.
I see.
And keeping it burning even after you're done with the workout.
So it's like a more efficient workout in a way.
Exactly.
Okay, so but what are we talking about when we say like, these intense bursts? Like, what does that look like?
Well, actually, they found that HIIT, when it involves running, was actually more effective than, say, cycling for losing fat.
Wow.
And they looked at different, protocols, and it looks like the key is pushing yourself to at least 80% of your max heart rate during those intervals.
Okay, yeah. So you're really working hard. Okay, challenge accepted. There was also something in the article about SIT.
Oh, yeah.
Sprint interval training. So how is that different?
Well, SIT is similar to HIIT, but the bursts of effort are even shorter.
Oh, wow. Even shorter.
Yeah, and more explosive.
Okay.
Like all-out sprints.
Okay, I see.
And the Physio Hub article, they highlighted a study from Applied Physiology, Nutrition, and Metabolism. And the women in the study, they did a 6-week SIT program, and they saw an 8% reduction in body fat and a 3.5% decrease in waist circumference.
Wow. Okay, that's pretty significant.
Okay.
I'm like an HIIT and SIT now. But I do remember that they warned us about, falling for those quick fixes.
Right.
Those things that sound too good to be true.
Yeah, it's so easy to get caught up in the hype, especially when we're, feeling frustrated with belly fat or anything like that.
And I feel like there's so many of those out there, so many products, so many programs.
Yeah. And a lot of times, those fad diets or miracle products, they don't really give you lasting results.
Yeah.
And sometimes they can even do more harm than good.
So we should be wary of those, like, lose 10 pounds in 10 days sorts of things.
Exactly.
Okay, so I'm glad they brought that up. One of the things that really surprised me in this article was how much they emphasized sleep
Oh, yeah.
when it comes to belly fat.
It's so interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, I would have thought, diet and exercise.
We don't think about sleep as much.
Right.
But it really is so crucial.
Yeah.
The article mentioned some research from sleep medicine,
Mm-hmm.
and they found that, lack of sleep is actually strongly linked to increased visceral fat.
Wow. Okay, but it gets even more interesting than that.
It does.
Because there was another study from the Annals of Internal Medicine.
Yeah.
And that study showed that not getting enough sleep can actually make it harder to lose fat.
Yeah.
Even if you are eating well.
Isn't that wild?
I know. So I could be doing everything right, like eating all the right foods, going to the gym, but if I'm not sleeping, I'm not going to see the results.
It really shows, how interconnected everything is.
Right.
Our bodies.
Like every part of our life matters.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay, all right. I'm definitely putting sleep higher up on my priority list now. One more thing I wanted to touch on before we move on to part 2. They talked a lot about protein.
Oh, yeah.
And how a high-protein diet can really help with reducing this visceral fat. So what's the science behind that?
Well, one thing that's great about protein is it makes you feel full. It helps you feel satisfied, so you're less likely to overeat.
I see.
But it also, has some pretty amazing effects on your metabolism.
Okay.
They cited a study in the Journal of Obesity and Metabolic Syndrome, and they found that when people had, higher protein intake, they saw a decrease in their weight, their body weight, and their fat mass.
Okay.
But here's the thing, they were able to preserve their muscle mass.
Oh, wow. So you're losing fat, but you're not losing the muscle.
Exactly. It's like the best of both worlds.
Okay, that's really cool. And what's great is there are so many different sources of protein.
Oh, yeah.
That we can enjoy.
Right.
In the article, they listed, things like turkey, lean beef, chicken, egg whites, even beans.
Right.
So many options. Okay, well, I feel like my head is spinning.
Yeah.
With all of this new information, but in a good way.
In a good way.
Yeah, definitely in a good way. Are you ready to go even deeper into this?
Absolutely. Let's get tactical.
Okay, let's do it. Okay, so we've talked about all this like amazing science, but how do we actually use this in our daily lives, right?
Right.
We've got the HIIT, we've got the sleep, we've got the protein. How do we put it all together?
Yeah, so let's start with those high-intensity workouts. The great thing about HIIT and SIT, they're really adaptable. You can kind of tailor them to, your fitness level and what you like to do.
Okay, so I don't have to be like an Olympic sprinter.
No, not at all.
To do this.
No. But yeah, so how do you get started with this? The Physio Hub article, they actually had some really good tips on structuring these workouts. And for beginners, they suggest 2 to 3 HIIT sessions a week.
Okay.
And starting with, shorter intervals, and then gradually, as you get more comfortable, you can increase the intensity and the duration.
So as you're easing into it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's all about listening to your body and not, pushing yourself too hard, too fast.
Right. You don't want to burn out.
Exactly. And remember, consistency is key. We're not looking for that, one crazy workout. We're trying to build a routine here, something that's sustainable,
right.
Something you can stick with.
And speaking of sustainable, I like that they also mentioned, finding activities that we enjoy doing.
Right.
Because if I hate running, I'm not going to run.
Exactly. You don't have to force yourself. There are so many ways to get your heart rate up. Maybe it's swimming, maybe it's dancing, maybe it's, just a brisk walk, throw in some hills. The important thing is to find something you genuinely enjoy doing.
That makes sense. Okay, so let's switch gears a little bit. Let's talk about sleep. Now, we know it's important, but how do we actually improve our sleep? Are we talking blackout curtains and white noise machines? What can we do?
Those things definitely can help, create a relaxing environment. But, I think even before that, the foundation of good sleep is consistency.
Okay.
So trying to, go to bed and wake up at around the same time each day, even on the weekends, it helps to regulate your body's natural sleep-wake cycle.
So even if I want to sleep in on Saturday, I should try to stick to my normal.
It's hard, I know, but it really helps.
Wow. Okay. My inner night owl is not happy about this, but
Yeah.
I see the logic. Okay, so we're being consistent. What else helps us to like create those good sleep conditions?
Well, I think about, things that help you wind down. So a relaxing bedtime routine, that can be so helpful.
Yeah.
Maybe it's taking a warm bath, listening to some music, reading a book, anything that, helps you kind of de-stress.
I see. So like signal to your body that it's time to chill out.
Exactly.
Okay, so I'm guessing then like scrolling through social media in bed is probably not a good idea.
Probably not the best. The blue light from those screens, it messes with our sleep hormones.
Okay.
So yeah, try to put away the phone, at least an hour before bed.
Gotcha. Okay, so I'm noticing a theme here. It's consistency, creating the right environment. It's all about setting ourselves up for success, it seems.
Yeah, absolutely right.
Okay, so protein, last piece of the puzzle here. Now, we know we need a high-protein diet. It's good for us, helps us lose that belly fat, preserves our muscle mass. But how do we, actually do that? Is it as simple as just eating a lot of chicken breast?
Well, the Physio Hub article, they did give us that list of lean protein sources.
Right.
Which is great, but I think it's not just about, what we eat, but how we incorporate protein throughout the day.
Okay, so strategic snacking is key here.
Exactly. So instead of reaching for, a bag of chips, when you get hungry, think about, Greek yogurt with some berries, a handful of almonds, hard-boiled eggs. Think about those snacks that'll give you that extra protein boost.
I feel like meal planning is going to be my best friend now. But what if I'm not a great cook? Am I doomed to eat bland chicken and broccoli every day?
No, not at all. I mean, there's so many delicious and easy high-protein recipes out there. I mean, think about, protein pancakes for breakfast, lentil soup for lunch, salmon and roasted veggies for dinner.
Okay, that sounds a lot better than I was picturing in my head.
Yeah.
But, everybody's different. How do we know how much protein should we actually be eating?
That's a great point. And there's really no one-size-fits-all answer when it comes to protein.
Right.
It depends on your age, your activity level, your goals.
Easy to consider.
Yeah, and if you're not sure, definitely talk to your doctor or a registered dietitian. They can, kind of help you figure out the right amount for you.
Okay, good advice. Good advice. Okay, well, we have covered so much. I mean, I feel like I have a whole new toolbox to tackle this, this belly fat situation. But I think it's also important to say, this can be a journey. It's not always easy.
Oh, absolutely.
And sometimes we hit roadblocks, So what advice would you give to someone who's maybe feeling a little discouraged or a little overwhelmed with all of this?
That's a great question. And it's so true. Losing belly fat or just making any kind of big lifestyle change, it can be tough. And it's easy to get discouraged, especially if you don't see results right away.
Yeah, I've definitely been there.
And I think, it's so important to be kind to yourself.
Yeah.
To have self-compassion, It's a journey, not a sprint.
I like that. It's about progress, not perfection.
Exactly. So celebrate those small wins, no matter how small they may seem.
Okay.
And remember, those setbacks, they're going to happen.
Oh, yeah. They happen to all of us.
It's okay. It's not about, avoiding them altogether. It's about, what can you learn from them? How can you, use them to kind of get back on track?
So resilience is important.
Yeah.
Okay, so self-compassion, resilience. What else can we do to kind of, foster a better relationship with our bodies?
Yeah.
Especially during those times when we're feeling discouraged.
I think it's about, shifting the focus away from, how we look to what our bodies can actually do.
I see.
Celebrate your strength, celebrate, your resilience, your ability to move and experience life.
That's a good point. So it's not about punishing ourselves. It's about appreciating and treating our bodies with kindness and respect.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Okay, so I think it's time to wrap up this part 2 with a little bit of a challenge for our listeners. What do you think?
I love it. Let's do it.
Yeah.
What do you have in mind?
Well, we've talked about these key strategies.
Right.
The HIIT, the sleep, the protein, and how they can help us. But like we've said, there's no one-size-fits-all approach.
Right.
So I want you guys listening to take a moment and think about your own, needs and preferences.
Yeah, what works for you?
Exactly. So think about those strategies. Which one kind of speaks to you the most? Which one feels the most doable for you? and enjoyable, hopefully.
Yeah.
So maybe it's adding in more HIIT, to your routine. Or maybe it's really prioritizing that sleep hygiene.
Oh, yeah.
Or finding fun ways to boost your protein intake.
Yeah, and don't feel like you have to do everything at once,
Yeah.
Pick one or two things that you want to focus on.
Right.
And just go from there. Start small. Build up that momentum. It's about creating habits that you can sustain.
Yeah.
It's not about punishing yourself.
Right. Exactly. And don't be afraid to try things and adjust.
Absolutely.
If something isn't working.
Yeah.
It's all about finding what works for you.
Yeah. It's a journey.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, well, guys, we are all in this together.
We are.
So let us know how it's going. We want to hear about your progress. And stay tuned for the final part of our deep dive,
Yes.
where we are going to wrap everything up.
Yeah, can't wait.
Okay, so we are back for the last part of our belly fat deep dive.
Yes, we are.
We've learned so much,
Yeah.
about the science, the strategies.
The mindset.
Yeah, the mindset. So much good stuff. So now it's time to kind of bring it all together.
Yeah.
And, think about how we're going to actually take action and use this.
Yeah, we gave you the tools, now you got to use them. Exactly. So let's, recap a little bit some of the key takeaways. So first of all, remember that losing belly fat for good, it's not about those crazy quick fixes.
Right?
It's not about those drastic measures.
No.
It's about building, healthy habits.
Yeah.
That you could stick with.
That you can actually maintain over time.
Exactly.
And those habits include things like, exercising regularly, prioritizing sleep, and making sure you're getting enough protein.
It's like a three-legged stool, You need all of the legs to be strong.
You do.
And you've given us some really great ideas on how to, strengthen each of those legs. And you also said consistency is so important.
Oh, it is.
You don't have to be perfect.
No, not at all.
Life happens, we get off track, and that's okay.
That's right. It's about, showing up most of the time.
Right.
Making those healthy choices. And as long as you're doing that, you're moving in the right direction.
Okay, so I want to ask, what if someone has tried these strategies?
Right.
And they're just feeling stuck? Like the belly fat's not budging.
Yeah, that's a really valid question. And I think, it's important to remember that everyone's body is different. So, something that works for one person might not work for another.
We're all individuals.
Yeah.
And our bodies respond in different ways to things.
Exactly. And sometimes there could be, other things going on, hormonal imbalances, or maybe some medical conditions.
So it's not always as simple as,
No.
Calories in, calories out.
No, not always.
Okay.
So, if you're feeling frustrated or if you think there's something else going on, definitely talk to your doctor.
Yes.
or her registered dietitian. They can really help you, figure out what's going on.
And create like a personalized plan.
For you. Absolutely. It's about advocating for yourself, getting support, and remembering you're not alone in this. There's a whole community of people going through this.
Right. You can connect with other people
Yeah.
who are, going through similar things.
Yeah.
And get that support. Okay. So before we wrap up, I kind of want to leave our listeners with one thought.
Mm-hmm.
We've been talking a lot about, the physical side of losing belly fat,
Mm-hmm.
but what about the mental and emotional side of it? How can we, learn to love our bodies at every stage?
That's such an important part of this. And I think it really starts with, shifting your focus away from external validation and more towards self-love and self-acceptance.
It's hard. It's so hard
I know.
in today's world.
We're constantly bombarded with images and
Yeah.
messages that tell us we're not good enough.
Exactly. But true beauty, I think, comes from within.
It does. It's about, recognizing your own inherent worth and celebrating your own unique beauty.
And that's different for everybody.
It is.
You know?
And it's about, challenging those negative thoughts, those negative beliefs that we have about ourselves.
Okay, so we're challenging those negative thoughts. We're loving ourselves. We're working towards, a healthier us, a happier us.
Absolutely.
So as you continue on this journey, be kind to yourself. Celebrate the progress. View those setbacks as opportunities to learn and grow.
Yeah, and never underestimate the power of your mind,
Right.
And positive self-talk. You got this.
You got this. All right, well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
For sharing all of this.
My pleasure.
Amazing information with us. And guys, listening. We believe in you.
We do.
Dive in deep
Keep learning.
and keep exploring all the amazing things that your body can do.